Hello, Sprouts. Welcome. Uh, this is gonna be a bit of I guess you could say a less fun yappening video, but it's one that I need to just get off of my chest and get it done. I've taken so many retakes right now with how I wanted to say it, and there's just no easy way to approach this topic, honestly. Especially because I feel like a lot of people are gonna probably think I'm complaining. Maybe I am a little bit, but I feel like there's something here in how I feel that I feel like is eye-opening. I mean, a piece of one of the reasons why I stopped was so blackpilling to me that I just melted down. I burned out. And even though I have this beautiful like reactive face for you now, I just can't do it. Can't do it anymore. So I think what's important right now is I just need to tell you guys how I really feel. Like, just the build up into why I made reaction contents and why I feel like I need to stop. I started originally when I was that fluffy PNG where I just did it as something to try, something fun. I took reactions live at the time because there was only like 2-3 people. And it was something that I could offer that was more entertaining than just uploading my entire VOD to YouTube. So that's what I started as. And I started with my time at Evershine trailer. I don't know if that video is public or not. I think I ended up turning it off because of issues between me and the artist who made that PNG at the time. Technically, I didn't sign anything, so I could just use it however I want, but I think I've long since moved on from that. And for a while, doing reactions were fun. They were fun. I had to change things here and there, right? I had to, you know, originally it was like, oh, I offered it for free on my Discord if you were part of it. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll have to add like restrictions because people were just dumping whole lists on me. And whole playlists, so I had to start limiting how much because I was just getting overwhelmed almost instantly. And then I eventually had to start paywalling it because, again, even with limitations, with more people now, I was getting overwhelmed. And, you know, along the way, I'm getting, like, these weird comments where, you know, they say don't pay attention to the comments, don't read the comments. I read the comments because I care, and sometimes there's some good people who make great comments that are fun to read. But there were some that were just, like, simple, it really, like, I don't even want to call them simple, it's just demoralizing, I guess, is the word. Where it's just like, I don't have all the comment screenshots, but any that I do, I'll post right next to me here. Just comments like, pause less, or I don't like reaction content, or just not even saying anything, just dumping a list of timestamps where at every spot where I unpause in the reaction. And I'm just like, this is kind of rude, and also, why are you watching my content to skip the reaction? Like, why are you here? I didn't understand it, and I still don't. But there were some analytics that I found in one of my videos that cemented the actions of people, where they weren't just saying it to be mean, they're actually pausing or skipping past every time I pause to react to a video, and they're just watching the original video play instead of just clicking the video link in the description below. Like I always leave it. I leave it right at the top, so you don't even have to click the show more button. It's right there. You can just click and watch the original video as many times as you want. In the analytics, there's a graph that I can look at where I'm looking at viewer retention. In there, you will see a bunch of ups and downs and sometimes straight lines. Looking at it, some of the longer videos, they don't get a lot of views, but the views they do get, they're mostly a gentle slope, pretty straight, which means I am retaining people's viewership throughout most of that video, completely, almost. And sometimes it does better than what YouTube thinks it'll do. But there's always a slope that goes from the beginning, like, down to, like, 6 seconds, 10 seconds down. And that's just because that's where I put, like, my intro. And the same thing at the end of the video, people just kind of tune out near the end of the video. That's fine. People skipping over sponsorships, that's fine. Like, I let sponsorships of other creators play because I had gotten yelled at about that too. So that's what I've been doing, and people skip over that, that's fine. What bothers me is that there is, in fact, evidence of people skipping parts where I am reacting to a video. Every time I pause, or most of the times that I pause, they skip over it. And it's most prominent in a video that is called Turbulence, and it's in a TF2 SFM. It was, like, I guess, made for... It was made for, like, a video board show or something like that. It was a great animation, by the way. It had a couple of errors, but it's fine. I only paused a handful of times. And one of them I probably could have shortened the pause down on it. I really could have, but I always try to leave pauses in for when I react that are directly related to the video or the topic. Like, sometimes I'll like, be like, okay, hey, hold on, we gotta do research. Let's go look at Wikipedia. Let's see what they have to say about this specific thing that I'm clearly a big dum-dum on. But it was blackpilling the main to see that because it means two things are true. Two different things are happening here, and they both can be true at the same time. One, I'm bad at reactions. I'm making bad reaction content. And two, people do not have the attention span to watch through whenever I react to the video. And keep in mind, my reaction to that Turbulence video was 10 minutes. The video itself was shorter than that. I always watch and, for the most part, upload almost the entire, like, thing that I'm reacting to, but I just make sure to there's a lot of pauses because, you know, legally I have to transform the content. Technically, I'm supposed to add, like, what is it, 50? No, it's like 60% of it has to be transformative. It can't just be, like, a blatant re-upload. And so in many of my reactions, I'm not even meeting that threshold. I'm really not. But it's... People have a problem with me pausing too much. I think reaction content's gonna be dead. I really do. Some people can do the grind better than I can, that's fine. But I think if people's attention span is so bad that they're skipping over the reactor's reaction, I think it's gonna be dead. I'm not saying everybody has this problem. But what I am saying is that it's a growing problem. And it worries me. And it blackpills me. During lockdowns, I started watching a bit of my own reaction content. Well, not my own, other people's reactions to videos that I liked because I had nothing better to do. I had known about the existence of reactions and reaction content, and I didn't understand it, so I got into it. I understood its value after a bit. There was a mental health / loneliness component to it where people can sit and watch a video with someone that they think they like online, and they feel less lonely. They feel like they're watching a video with them. And that's fine. I've always supported that. Some of my favorite types of reactions that I liked would be person from X occupation or X country reacting to something specific to their country. What are some good examples? There's a video where it was like history of the the entire history of Japan, I guess, from Bill Wirtz. With that video, the people I like to go watch a reaction of are people from Japan. Because, like, there's one about the teacher who's a little bit salty. She's like, you can't fit the entirety of Japan in one video. Like, we get that. We know. But the ones that are, like, normal civilians who were reacting to it were the ones that interested me the most because, of course, they have a normal, like, high school education at the very least. And they're like, wow, like, there's some details here that even I didn't know about. What the hell? Like, or they even offered insight about characters that I didn't know. Like, I didn't even know about the general who showed up with the gunboats originally. Like, I didn't even know he existed. They don't teach that in American schools. That kind of information was great to learn. And from a more job-esque point of view, the cost of Concordia reaction from Internet Historian being reacted to by someone who actually works with ships. I guess was like part of the Marines, one of the two. I don't remember. I apologize. So that was a very interesting reaction too because it gives you insight. Like, I know there's a point in that video where Internet Historian's like, huh, it's weird that a security guard is now the captain of a ship. But the guy who's reacting to it is explaining, yeah, it's because, you know, you're versed in many things. And once you're finally qualified and there's a need for you, you can get the job. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. And this is also part of why Internet Historian also says at the beginning of his videos, you know, there is a lot of satire, don't take it for what it is. Those are some of my favorite, like, reaction videos to watch. But it seems like I may be one of only a small group of people who enjoys intellectual reactions. And I get it. I'm not exactly the most intellectual person to watch. I have experience in food service, but very few videos I've ever reacted to had anything to do with what I ever did. Because I worked the factory end, I worked the fast food end, I even worked the grocery store end at one point. But very few videos were related to any of that I had to react to. So I really couldn't offer, like, professional input into what's happening with some of that stuff. So I couldn't be one of those, like, intellectual ones because I was never recommended anything in that department to react to. And to be fair, I never really talked much about my occupational life because listen, each of those types of jobs were shit in their own way. There's nothing enjoyable about talking about how shit a job is. So I didn't want to talk too much about that. But this was very sobering for me, and I realized I needed a much needed break, and I probably should just stop making reaction content, because with all the changes YouTube's making to views, and apparently putting restriction mode on people, from what I understand, it sounds like they're actually doing this to premium users? Which is even more concerning, because that's not the type of person I would expect them to do that on. They either have a runaway AI that's dictating too much, or they're trying to suppress anybody who isn't mainstream, or isn't, you know, right thinking, or saying the right things, or is swearing too much in their mind. Like, this is just the satanic panic all over again, just without God. Like, that's what we're going through right now. And they're pushing it so hard. And I don't think any of them really understand the consequences of what they're doing. And specifically in YouTube's case, I think it's going to eventually lead to the death of YouTube. So, I think it's a good idea now to, one, I want to focus my content more on making more yapping videos like this. Maybe not talking about depressing stuff like this. But I do want to do more videos where I'm able to freely express myself and actually offer content involving more of me and less of other things unless it's relevant to the topic. as well as I want to do more Gaming Gourd Bazaar videos where I'm reviewing indie games mostly. And I'll have a couple of precursor videos that I want to make for that. I'm not quite ready to start those yet. Because I've been busy doing one other thing. I have made the jump to Rumble. I will not be there primarily. It's more like any Yappening or Gaming Gourd Bazaar video that I make will also go there, unless it's too relevant to YouTube. Like, one of the Yappening videos was about, like, me complaining about some of the YouTube view changes. That's staying on YouTube. That's not going to Rumble. But I already have 3 videos there. I have an intro video, unique to Rumble. I have the pilot episode of Gaming Gourd Bazaar. And I have the Yappening video. I have the Yappening video where I was talking about how Mountain Dew saved my brain. Those 3 videos are there already. And I will likely expand on there. And if given the opportunity or chance to talk about something a little bit more appropriate to Rumble but not here, I might do a Rumble exclusive video over here and there. We'll see. It's not my first choice to go to Rumble. It really does not feel like I belong there, but there are other VTubers there, and it does seem like as long as you're not super degenerate, as long as you're not super inappropriate, I think I'll be fine, and I'm usually am. Like, I sometimes swear, I say dirty jokes. Like, it's just part of what I do, it's part of what my community does. We're all adults. We sometimes act childish, but that's part of the fun. So, I hope you guys will give me a chance over there in Rumble. And I guess let's hope that my channel can grow on its own 2 legs going forward. So, until next time, Sprouts, take care. Good night.